Hey, it's Jamie Flanagan. It's My Irish Radio. Make My Irish Radio your Irish radio. You did exactly that because you're here. So thanks so much. Do all those internet things and all the internet places, like, subscribe, collect, follow, and listen along. The best thing you could possibly do, tell a friend. So thanks so much for being here. Tell a friend, share the news, and we'll share our love for Irish Celtic culture and music. And talking about Irish Celtic culture and music, we're so lucky here in Michigan. There are 6 or 8 different Celtic festivals throughout the year. I'm lucky in the Metro Detroit area. We got 2 or 3 right down here. And then you jump over to the middle and the west side of the state, and there's a bunch more. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. We got Craig Rich from the Holland Waterfront Celtic Festival, not that crappy inland one. This is the Holland Waterfront Celtic Festival. Forget those land beasts, right? But right, we'll talk about that in a minute. But before we get to all of the things happening in Holland, Craig, tell me about your childhood.
Oh my gosh, about the festival?
No, about your childhood.
My childhood.
So where are you from? What? Where do you come from?
Actually, I was mostly born and raised right here in Holland, Michigan.
Okay.
Although my family has 0 Dutch blood, because everybody looks at Holland and goes, "Oh yeah, the Tulip Festival," which is the biggest festival in Ottawa County and Allegan County, by the way. They get 1 million people every year, and it's in May, and it's great. I mean, it's amazing. I'm a volunteer. I spent 28 years essentially volunteering as a Holland City Council member, and I was the mayor pro tem of this town for 20 years.
Wow, okay, right on.
While working in Grand Rapids, which is why I never ran for mayor. Didn't seem right. And yeah, we're just it's just a great town. If anybody wants to come to Holland any time of year, this is the absolute best. You know, June, July, and August. The beaches, our downtown is world renowned. We have the snowmelt system in the winter. Our city streets are actually heated with an underground waterborne heating system. So people come and they ride bikes and they run and they walk downtown all winter long, and there's no snow on the ground. It's just, it's an amazing town, and I'm proud to have been a part of a lot of those decisions that helped make it an amazing town.
Wow. All right. So we're going to talk about the festival, but tell me about your involvement and your love for the Irish Celtic culture. Where did that start? Where did that start for you?
Yeah, I'm probably the odd man out because I'm a genealogist as well, and I do genealogy for people, and I've been into it for 30 years. Before computers basically got involved, and I am this is going to offend a lot of people, but I'm highly English, Northwestern European, German, a little bit of Irish, a little bit of Scottish, a little bit of Swedish, which describes us all, right? The Vikings went everywhere and sowed their seeds wherever they wanted. And so I'm a real mutt. I'm a real mixed breed. And I know my family history back to, I'm the current governor of the Michigan Mayflower Society, of all things, which is 1,200 people in this state who have proven their ancestry back to one or more of the passengers on that little ship that came over in 1620. I'm a member of the Sons of the American Revolution. So history runs deep.
All right. So all the problems in the country are your fault because you've been here screwing it up.
Yeah, that's all part of it. My ancestors came to Holland in 1906, and my great-great-grandpa Rich was kind of the odd man out. He didn't speak Dutch, and back then, you needed if they wanted to hide something from you, they'd speak Dutch in front of you. And he ran the train depot for the Pierre Marquette Railroad. So that's how we got here, right? And then, 7 generations later, my granddaughter is almost 14 years old, and she's the next generation of this family.
So being a Mayflower boy, where did the appreciation and love for the Celtic culture come in?
I think when I look back at it, it was the music in the 1980s. It was Anya, it was Clannad, it was just all the great ethereal, and I'm a music nut, so it just grabbed me, and I knew there was something in my soul that it spoke to. And it was just always that way. And I started going to Alma, and I started going to, the Muskegon Irish Music Fest. And, anytime this past weekend, I was in Detroit, for the Motor City Irish. And, then we've got the Scottish festival, and also in Livonia at the at Greenmead Park. And just all the festivals, Michigan Celtic, which, by the way, dang it, why did they think of that name before I did? Come on, we could have been the Michigan Celtic Festival.
Yeah.
But we started this. You didn't ask yet, but we started this in
5 years ago.
Yeah, really, in my garage, coming out of COVID.
Okay,
there were a bunch of us weirdos who would put on kilts and do pub crawls. St. Patrick's Day. And for other things, we'd get together for Burns Day, even if it was just, 10 guys in my garage wearing kilts and drinking scotch and enjoying life.
Oh, my God. Give me a reason to put on a dress. Come on.
You got to. You got to. And there was this moment at the end of a literally a dinner that we were having on April 6th in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
That one of our friends said, Joe McGregor, I'll give him the credit for saying it. He said, I used to throw in the games, but now I think he said too fat and too old to do it. And he said, we should do that in Holland. That would be cool. As we're all standing around smoking cigars and, drinking various whiskeys.
Sure.
And we said, and I made the mistake of saying, well, I wouldn't want to just do Highland games. It's rather limiting. I'd rather do a full-blown Celtic fest. And Peter Grimm, another friend of mine who was in on that conversation, and I started to think about that. And literally every Tuesday for the last 5 years, Pete tragically died last fall of a massive heart attack. And in fact, this year we're dedicating our festival to the memory of Peter Grimm, who was as German as you can get, by the way, but he loved the Celtic history as well.
Yeah.
But we started meeting every Tuesday, and we put together a nonprofit corporation, the Holland Celtic Society. And under that umbrella, we envision many things in the future. But for now, it's been this annual Celtic festival that we have. It's not the smallest one in Michigan.
Okay.
It's the newest. But it's growing really well, and we're just blessed by the acceptance in this little Dutch community that is so much more multicultural than it used to be. A huge Hispanic population, Asian population, and a lot of people come up to me and go, hey, my name is De Young or De Boer or Vander this or Vander that, but guess what? My maiden name is McCarthy, or it's so people are coming out of the woodwork and saying, we've been waiting for something like this. And we just started it in 2022. We had our first one, and it was down right on the riverfront in Holland, downtown. And it was phenomenal. It was small, but phenomenal. Right. And we learned that year that the city was going to be doing some massive work around that park and really improving the grounds. And we tore it up a little bit, by the way. They weren't quite sure what caber tossing and hammer throwing was going to do to their beautiful turf. I wouldn't say we got kicked out, but we were told we'd have to pay for some restoration. And we started looking for a new site. And we moved just outside the city to Holland Township, to the Ottawa County Fairgrounds, which is absolutely perfect for a festival.
All right.
And it's 1.5 miles from Lake Michigan.
Okay.
It's about 1.5 miles from our little Lake Macatawa, which is the little inland lake that comes off Lake Michigan. And here we are, year 5.
Wow. That's great. It's if you can make it past a year or two, it's you're doing all right. It's a lot of things don't have the wheels to do it. So it's a 2-day festival. We're talking Friday the 26th and Saturday the 27th.
Yes. We're actually a week later than usual this year. Somebody at the fairgrounds made a mistake and rented out the the facility to a huge company picnic, probably as many people as we'll bring in, but it's one of those
Wow.
giant companies in town here.
Right.
And so we're a week later than usual. The way I like to remember ours for your listeners, it's the weekend closest to the summer solstice.
Oh,
Now that
okay.
almost rhymes.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. And
All right.
normally we're right around that middle weekend, that Father's Day weekend
Sure.
in June.
All right. And then so Friday and Saturday, 2 days. So what's on the agenda for this year? Do we have bands? We have the Highland Games. What exactly are we going to see?
Yeah, we've added so many new things this year. Every year we
Yeah.
try. I'm going to run out of new things to add, I hope, in about a year or two. But,
Good.
but it's it's really good. We start out on Friday afternoon. We start out at 4:00, and Friday we've tried to make it a little bit of a cachet sort of. Leave the kids at home, get a babysitter. It's 21 and over only on Friday.
Okay.
Call it a Kaylee, but that's just kind of a name for a party, and
Yeah.
we don't. It's not a fancy official Kaylee dance with a call and response kind of square dancing sort of feel, but it's from 4 p.m. till 11 p.m. It's a 21 and over, bringing in 4 bands, and it's really a kind of a small event. We keep it to about a third of our total grounds that we use on Saturday, and it's food trucks, it's vendors, it's a huge tent with one stage, and it's just rocking with music from about 4:30 until 11 p.m.
All right.
And great lineup on Friday. We've got a full beer bar. By the way, our main sponsor, our platinum sponsor, is Guinness.
Hey, all
I
right.
mean, come on, name another festival that has Guinness as their platinum sponsor.
Perfect.
It is. It's great.
That's
love it.
amazing.
And our local distributor is behind that. I mean, they do so much for us, and they're Alliance Beverage. I'll give them a little shout out.
Yeah. All right. So what's the band lined up? Who do you guys got coming in? Are they local folks? You got a headliner? What do you got?
We're starting out with Ironwood at 4:30 in the afternoon.
Hard to go wrong with Ironwood.
And following up with the Creelers, who were the Creelers, and then they changed their name. Now they're back to the Creelers. So
yes.
They've had some personnel changes over the years. After that, we have the greatest Scottish rock fusion trash band out there, Albanach.
Okay.
Which is Albanach's only Michigan appearance, as far as I know, in 2026.
Okay.
So we're very excited about that. And then closing out the night is a huge 2-hour set with one of our favorite bands. This is their 3rd year with us from mostly Ontario, Canada, the Mudmen.
Okay.
Do you know them?
No, that's a new one on me. I heard of the.
They're amazing. They are basically a Celtic Scottish band with they have a lead singer who has hit records in Canada.
Okay.
They have 2 brothers who play the bagpipes, and a rockin' guitar player, and a wonderful bass player, and a drummer. They're just amazing. If you like music, I don't care what kind of music you like, these guys will capture you.
All right.
They're amazing. The Mudmen.
Okay. And that's your Friday night lineup?
That's the Friday night lineup. And that's, like I said, that's it on Friday. That is it's adults only.
And the bar, the vendors, the food, and the bands.
Yep. And it's been a party. It's been a lot of fun.
I like that plan. You're right up my alley with that one.
Yeah.
But then on Saturday comes some of the Highland Games and more events for kids and things, right?
Yeah, Saturday is growing and growing and growing. It's great. We have, in addition to all of the above, and some of those same bands are coming back for a second day.
All right.
We have the Highland Games going on all day. I mean, we're blessed that there's a grandstand with a track right in front of it where we do the height events, where all of the like tossing a sheaf of hay over a bar and those kinds of things are held. And then we have a big grassy field with bleachers set up where the caber tossing goes on. Everybody loves to watch the caber tossing.
Yeah.
You're talking about a 20-foot for lack of a better word, a telephone pole that is tossed end over end. And people who aren't familiar with caber tossing think, oh, yeah, distance, but no, it's not distance. It's flipping it end over end. And if it lands exactly at 12 o'clock on a fictional clock on the ground, that's the best score ever. If you're at 11:30 or 11 o'clock or 12:30 or 1 o'clock, you're a little bit off. If it comes back at you, run.
All right. Yeah.
That's a miss. So the games are going on. We have all the vendors back, food and the Celtic goods vendors. But we open up our kids area where we have all kinds of arts and crafts and games and fun. But we've added this year sheep herding dogs. So border collies will be herding sheep in one area, just putting on that great demonstration, I was in Ireland about, 4 or 5 weeks ago. Yeah. And one of the stops on the tour we took a group of people who signed up through our festival, which we do every year.
Yeah.
Next year, actually, we're going to Scotland. But we got to see dogs in action in Ireland.
Oh.
And the farmer was saying, this is our pasture. And it went on for like a mile. And then he said, but see that hillside there? And it was like this huge hillside. Sheep are often up there, and the dogs have to go, 1,000 feet up to get these sheep and bring them back. And wow. It's an amazing thing to watch. So yeah. Sheep herding border collies. We've also added a display of Highland cows. Which are the hairy coos, with the hair in front of their faces.
Yeah.
They are the most adorable animal on the face of the earth.
Yeah.
And so we've got a display that you can come up and take pictures and pet them through the fence and that kind of thing. So Highland cows, border collies. We have our tomahawk throwing guy coming back again.
Okay.
He's always there at our festival, has been since year 2. And it's all free. It's all part of your admission.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, we bring in, this year we have 24 different Scottish clans and associations that set up a whole clan village. And the nice thing about the fairgrounds is that it's grassy in the middle, is an area I like to call the green. And it's got a rim road all around it and through the middle. So we set up all of our Scottish clans, all of our vendors on right off the pavement. So the whole thing is barrier free.
Mm.
If you're in a wheelchair, if you're pushing a stroller, if you're, whatever disability you might have, we can accommodate you at this festival.
Wow.
It's got that tarmac path. It's about 10 feet wide all the way through it. We have 2 music tents open up on Saturday.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about, we'll talk about the other bands that are going to be there. Mm-hmm. But there's a Guinness experience. It's an extra ticketed item. Is that something new? And what is that?
We've done it. This will be our 3rd year for the Guinness experience. Our local distributor comes in, and they have a class that takes place of one of our on stage in one of our tents. And they literally, for $15 extra, they will teach you how to pour the perfect pint. Which there's an art, obviously.
Oh, there is.
Letting it rest for 119.5 seconds is the most important part, right?
That is.
It is. Not 120, 119.5. That's a memory thing, so you'll remember it. And you will get to drink that pint, which is nice. And you will get all kinds of swag with that and be able to hang out with other people who really appreciate Guinness and learning to pour that perfect pint. And we're doing that twice on Saturday.
I cannot tell you how crazy I get if I go into some place that's like a pub. It's supposed to be an Irish pub. Mm-hmm. And then I go order a Guinness and they come back in 2 seconds and it's not even in the right glass. And you're just like, oh, you didn't do that right.
Yeah.
The funny thing, the place that I get a properly poured pint more often than not, it would just without fail, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, that's good to know.
It's I'm like, they take their time, they do it, they have the right glass. I'm sure it's part of their training, but it's interesting because it's so often you'll go into something that's supposed to be Irish or Celtic or Irish adjacent, and then they just don't do it. You're at Buffalo Wild Wings and they nail it. You're like, what? But I'm a big fan. Have you been to Ireland? Have you gone to the Guinness factory and done the tour and got to pour? Okay,
many times. Fun. I have the certificate here somewhere.
Yeah, me too. So Yeah, that was good stuff there. So that's the thing, right? So that kind of process, learning that, I like that.
Mhm.
That's I'd do that. I know how to do one, but I would still probably do it just because, that's fun.
You do it for the swag.
Yeah, and the swag. So you got
Yeah, they
Black
were handing out
Murray.
hats and scarves and all kinds of stuff
All right.
last year.
So Black Murray's coming in.
Yeah.
Tommy Brenshaw, is that Toby
Toby Bresnahan,
Bresnahan,
local
the
musician.
local
He kind
guy?
of starts us out easy on the fence consultant stage in the morning.
All right.
He's followed by Uneven Ground, which is another great local band
All right.
here in Michigan. Black Murray, who plays at one of our local pubs a lot, and they travel around. They're very good.
Yep.
Very good. And then the Conklin Kaylee Band, which basically is originally from the Conklin area. I used to play at the Conklin Bar every now and then.
Yeah.
Back when it was the pub we all knew.
Yeah.
That's our one of our stages in one of our tents.
So yeah, you got the snug tent.
Yes.
And then you got the pub tent. So the snug is the snug tent a little smaller?
Exactly. You got it.
Yeah,
I mean, that's why we call it that.
Fair play.
I had to come up with a good name, and I thought, hey,
Yeah.
one we call the Irish pub, the other one's got to be the snug. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, every bar needs a snug, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then on the main stage, if you will, even though I don't like to call it that, but it's the bigger tent. We're starting out in the morning easy with the Mona Shores Fiddlers, which is a high school group that is award winning. And we missed having them last year because they were touring Ireland, actually, which was very cool. So we brought in the Chelsea band last year because we wanted to keep that, helping those high schoolers get some stage time and all of that. So we brought the Chelsea group over from Chelsea, Michigan. Chelsea, of course, has spawned so many great musicians, that high school. Steve Lesko is from that group, and half of the band, I think, Crossbow is Chelsea graduates. But Kennedy's Kitchen is coming up from Chicago.
Nice.
They're a great band. Belfast Gin will be playing on Saturday. This is on the TNT roofing stage. Got to thank those sponsors,
Oh, yeah.
If you know the band World, they are amazing. When Tom whips out the didgeridoo, I always say it wrong. It's magical. It's just they're such a good band. Followed by the Leprechauns. Do you know the Leprechauns?
I missed them this year.
My God. They're so fun.
I do know of them. They're on it.
They are amazing.
Yeah.
Probably the only Irish band with a Mexican frontman.
What?
I mean, J.D. Gonzalez is just the coolest dude, man. He is something. And then Crossbow is on at 5:30 on Saturday, and they're only doing 4 festivals this year.
Wow. All
because
right.
One of their members, 2 of their members, husband and wife, had a new recent baby, their 4th.
Wow, right on.
And they have really cut back on their tours this year.
Okay.
And but they chose us as one of the festivals, mainly because we're close to home for that family, which is amazing. That's just lucky for us.
Yeah.
Then we're bringing back the Mudmen.
Yep.
For a second day. We love those guys. They will be your favorite band after you come to our festival. They're so cool. Followed by On the Lash, which is an amazing. I think they're kind of Kalamazoo based. I'm not sure. All
right.
Getting my bands mixed up maybe, but On the Lash is just a tremendous vocals and the music. Oh, it's just so good. And then we're bringing back Albanach to wrap things up again on Saturday night from 10 to 11. And then, that's Celtic tribal fusion. They just bring the noise.
Yeah.
And at 11 o'clock, we go silent because we are literally across the street from a huge subdivision. And we love our neighbors and we love our noise ordinance and we stick to it, man. 11 o'clock, we cut it. But all the other things that are going on Saturday, within and without the festival, just all the features, everything is going full blast from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Right. That's great. I just look forward to checking it out. We're just going to try to make the jaunt across the state and
that would be great. Love to see you.
See the party going on.
We also added a new feature this year that I'm hoping will be really popular with not only our guests, but the other musicians from all those bands we just mentioned,
Yep.
along with the 8 or 9 people that are coming into running it for us. And that
Yeah.
is we're setting up a session tent where anybody who wants to, I mean, if you come to our festival and you're a decent musician, bring your fiddle, bring your banjo, bring your harp, and we don't care. We just want you to have fun. There's a nice chill place we're setting up, and you can just sit under a big 10 by 20 tent, play music to your heart's content. We hope we have it far enough away from our main stage that it'll be, a little quieter, a little more intimate, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's all included, just part of the whole thing.
Well, you got the Black Murray guys there, and they're good for that, because we were at the Motor City Irish Festival. The party ended on Sunday. The last band played, the last pint was poured. People were ushered out the gates, and the volunteers stayed to start taking things down. And so we had to dismantle. We had to take down the 1,100 chairs that were up, and so it was like. But once everything was down, the tables were down, the chairs were stacked. They did leave one of the beer trucks on, so we were able to.
Let me tell you the secret. The secret is that you paid for any tapped kegs.
Yeah.
So you might as well drink them up before you go home that night.
That's and that is what we did. And so the skies actually opened up and just rained on us like a monster while we were tearing down. But luckily most of the work was under the tent, so we were all right. And there's a beautiful rainbow going, and then the Black Murray guys and Enda Riley and they all started pulling their instruments out while we were finishing off those kegs that we had paid
That's
for.
Perfect.
So
yeah. So I remember seeing a photo that Liam, the retired leprechaun, posted with that rainbow, and it was glorious.
Yeah. So didn't like the rain that led up to it, but the rainbow was a hoot. All right.
Let me mention one thing. There's a band that's actually leading our session tent. I shouldn't leave them out because they're not actually playing at the festival, but it's a local West Michigan band called Peter and the Wee Beasties.
All right.
And they play pubs, and they run the session at the Curragh Irish Pub, which is our local downtown Holland Irish pub, who's going to be there with fish and chips, by the way, for the whole weekend.
Hey.
And Peter and the Wee Beasties will be hosting that tent, so I wanted to give them a shout out too.
Is there well, that's how much you're charging for admission, or is what's going on with that?
Yeah, it's a little different than a lot of structures. What we do is we charge you $25, which is kind of high, we know that, to come to our Friday Kaylee.
Okay.
That's from 4 p.m. till 11 p.m. And you get, all of that, drink tickets. We actually have a happy hour, so the drink tickets are cheap from 4 to 6 p.m. You have to use them up by 7. And but that's $25. But it also gives you free admission to come back Saturday all day. So it's a $25 weekend ticket. Again, Friday is adults only, but get a babysitter, come on down Friday, and then come back Saturday. Everybody under the age of 15 at our festival on Saturday is free.
Oh, okay.
So literally it's a $25 ticket for both. If you can only come on Saturday, $15 for adults. And again, kids are all free. So I think it's affordable. I hope it's affordable. And people seem to always have a good time.
That sounds very reasonable for 16 bands. $25 for 16 bands.
Exactly.
Is that number? You have 16?
Yeah, it's like
17 with the Wee Beasties.
Yeah, it's like 14 bands playing 16 times because
there you are.
A couple of them playing twice.
Right on. Oh my God, Craig,
and we also have a pipe and drum band there that plays in their own little area.
Okay.
And so it's the Kalamazoo Pipe and Drum Band.
All right.
And they play 4 or 5 times during the day. And they lead we have a blessing or kirking of the tartan. Blessing of the tartans is right at noon on Saturday. So all the clans come together and they, put their some of their, either their plaid or their flag or something on the table. We have a priest who, does the blessing of all the clans that are there and the tartans. And then we have a parade of clans that goes all the way around the festival. And that is led by the Kalamazoo Pipe and Drum Band.
Hey, all right.
It's so much fun. So we're full Celtic. So we've got the Irish, the Scottish, the Welsh. We've got everything. We've got a genealogy tent where you can come. And we have some ladies from the local DAR chapter who volunteer to do some lookups and help you find where you might be from. If you've got a clan or if you've got an Irish family, they'll do some basic lookups, that kind of thing. So
neat.
I'm probably forgetting 10 or 12 other things, but
that's all right.
There's so much going on. And we have so many great sponsors. Don't even want to start naming them besides Guinness, because it would go on and on forever.
Yeah.
That we have to thank, as every festival does. You know, if it weren't for, you know, those $1,000 and $2,000, $3,000 sponsors, and right on down to, you know, some guy gives me $50 and says, "Here, I want to help." You know, every one of them's listed in our program, and, you know, right down to whatever you can give. And it's been a blessing.
And that is the Holland Celtic Festival.org on the line there. Holland
and Facebook, we're just Holland Celtic Festival.
Okay. And so you can get the calendar and the timeline and all the information. All the hookups there. I'm some Irish dancers too, right? We didn't talk about
I didn't even think about the dance stage. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh my God. One of the highlights of our weekend is we have like 8 different performances during the day that are like 45 minutes to an hour long. We're bringing in 4 different dance groups from all over. I mean, the Michigan Irish Dance Group from the Detroit area, Auburn Glen Highland Dance is coming in, the Ardan Academy of Irish Dance, and the McCarthy Irish Dance. A lot of the Scottish, we usually have 2 Irish and 2 Scottish dance groups that come in and alternate, but because of our date change this year, we're competing with some large Scottish festivals over in Ohio. And so we're losing some of our, because that's a sanctioned competition there.
Sure, yeah.
So they want to go and compete. So we're very happy to add another Irish dance group this year to replace one of our usual Scottish dance groups.
Perfect. All right. So it's the Holland Celtic Festival.org, Holland Celtic Festival on Facebook. And Craig, thanks so much for chatting it up. I'm going to add like a bunch of the bands. We'll play them here after the interview, and enjoy the music and enjoy your weekend.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Play a little Mudman. I think you'll fall in love.
I will. All right. Be well.
Saturday night, we drove to the town with a wind in a hand, down by the bridge, we didn't ever get on a lovely Saturday night. No boy, no bigger truck, no big backseat with the Irish slut. Oh no, not this time. No boy in the front, no bigger truck, no big backseat with the Irish slut. Oh no, not this time. This time